Hey, it's LaShanda Henry here, creator of SisterSense.tv, the place you need to be if you want to learn my money and marketing strategies. So today's topic is unwritten rules. You know that category that we have here on SisterSense.tv. Basically, those unwritten rules, those things that I've learned over the last years as far as being a web entrepreneur, work-at-home mama, and I want to share those rules with you. Now, today's topic is why saying if I just isn't enough. And this is something that I've been guilty of in the past, and I know a lot of coaching clients and people who come to me are guilty of this as well. So I want to make sure that you're stopping it and you're going to figure out how to readjust your thought process and move forward. So if I just, okay, I hear that all the time. If I just build that website, things will start to happen, okay? It doesn't work that way. The website or the web designer, and I know a lot of people put a lot of hope into that web designer. They're going to make the perfect website that's just going to bring them in all the sales. But websites in and of themselves don't just bring in sales, okay? They can work with you once you've finished your back end and you know how to strategically market the site. You know what to put on your website that convinces people that you have what they need so they buy, because let me tell you, 90% of the people come to that shopping cart are going to leave. So you got to know how to strategically make them feel comfortable, make them feel valued, make them feel that they're getting the best bang for their buck so they buy. Okay, so if I just build that website, just isn't going to cut it, because there's more layers to that onion that you need to think about. If I just create that ebook, I'm going to start making a ton of sales online. I know this, okay? You think about ebooks, it's low cost, it's way easier than self-publishing or even publishing a book, because you don't have to deal about printing and you don't have to wait and, do submissions to publishers. You can create a digital product. A lot of ebooks are about 30 pages, and this is a breeze if you're a writer or if you really have a ton of information you want to get out. You can put out an ebook in a day. And so you're thinking to yourself, a lot of people are buying ebooks. It's a low-cost way to put something together. I know my ebooks are great. It's going to sell. If I just put it out there, it's going to sell. Look, if I just isn't good enough. Because when you're writing an ebook, you need to make sure that the cover is selling the book. You've got a landing page or a website to sell the book. You've got people who have read the book who can provide testimonials. If you're talking about you're an expert on love, well, do you have a 35-year marriage? Do you have media expertise where you've been featured in newspapers and magazines? What can you do to make sure that you've created this PR arsenal to promote your ebook, so that you're just not putting it out there and expecting sales? You're going to make sales, okay? So if I just is not good enough. So we talked about websites and we talked about ebooks. Let's talk about other things. Let's talk about marketing. You have to learn marketing. And you may be following me, you may be reading my blog, you may be going and looking at other women entrepreneurs and going to their webinars or conferences and going, if I just keep watching her, if I just keep watching them, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get that money. I'm going to turn into the web entrepreneur that I want to be. But here's the trick about that. If you really want to know what I know, you've got to listen to me and you've got to follow my marketing strategies. You can't just look at what I do and say, oh, that's great. Because a lot of people get caught up in the visual. Oh, my BBWO, my social network, that looks amazing. I want a Ning network like that. But you don't know what it takes to maintain it. You don't know what it takes to get people to be interactive, to consistently write. You don't know the different places that I go to drive traffic to my BBWO. The surface, looking at it, that's just not good enough. You got to know what's underneath that. Remember the onion, the layers? You can't say, well, okay, LaShanda's blogging, so if I start a blog and she loves browns and purples, if I work with browns and purples, or I have a couple of people who will go and just cut and paste my whole landing page and recreate it. And they say flattery is the best form of, imitation is the best form of flattery, I guess. And granted, we all have to learn from somebody. I know my style is a combination of the different people that I've worked with, and they've mentored me and I've learned from them. So that's natural. I'm not talking about that. But it's not just about what's on the surface. You need to know the psychology of sales. You need to know that it takes more to drive traffic to your space than just an ad. Because, yeah, a couple of people are going to click on the ad. But then, as I've had a lot of people say to me, people are clicking on the ads, but nobody's buying, because you don't know the layers behind that. Okay? It's not just the traffic. And then you might say, you know, I went to that seller seminar, and I love it when sisters go, you know, girl, after that 60 minutes, I thank you because I know now I was doing the right thing, or I know now that I need to do X, Y, Z. You know what you need to do, but do you know how to do it? And so if you just say to yourself, if I just keep watching so-and-so, I'm going to get it. That means essentially you're looking at that person from the surface, and then you're going to internally try and figure out what they're doing so you can do the same thing too. But if you know exactly what to do, truth be told, you'd be making the money right now. So you can't do that. And I don't want you to waste your time doing that, which is why I stopped doing that a long time ago. I know if I want to know how somebody's doing something, I am going to ask them. I am going to find out what information they have available to me, and I'm going to read it all, because you've got to go deeper if you want to get that information. Last but not least, saying this, if I just make an extra $500, if I just make an extra $1,000, I'm be good. I'm going to keep it moving. I know what that feels like because I've said that. You know, when I initially came down here and I was working full-time, my first month working at home, I made $500. Mind you, bless God, I had a savings. But talking about my first month working full-time at home, my profit was $500. Okay, so I'm thinking to myself, well, if I just make a couple more and balance that out with my savings, I'll be good. I'll be good. And then, you know, I started doing that and realizing, wait, no, I need more than that. No, this is not enough money, because you're thinking about, if I just make a little bit more, you can sustain yourself. But right now, you might be in survival mode. And that money's not enough to get you the car you want, to get you the house you want, to get you the life you want. It's just enough to keep you in survival mode, okay? So it's not, if I just make a little bit more. No. It's about, I need to have a six-figure business. I need to be bringing in $10,000 a month. How do I get to that point? That's the question that you need to be asking yourself. And these are the things that I want you to get to understand. So in this unwritten rule video, and you know I've got a ton of these that I'm creating. This is my new unwritten rules series on sistersense.tv. This is one of them where I want you to think, self-reflect on, am I just in if I just mode? Am I just trying to get a little bit more, get to, you know, from point A to point 8.2, you know, not A to Z. You're just trying to inch up just a little bit more. And you know, it's fine to take baby steps. And I always tell people you've got to work through the process. But in doing that, you've got to set higher goals for yourself. Because when you set the bar high, you fall way higher than everybody else. Okay? Everybody's setting the bar low and they're falling lower than that. Set the bar high. Look at me, tongue-tied. Set the ball high for yourself and you will fall way higher than everybody else. Okay? I think I said ball. I should have said bar, but you get it. You know what I'm saying. You've got to aim higher in your business. You've got to aim higher in your life. So that is it for today. Like I said, saying if I just isn't enough. Sign up, join me on sistersense.tv if you haven't already done so. More videos to come.